Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video. It's Wednesday, so we're gonna check out Cassie Mendoza, but we're also gonna check out all the other vendors and Danny Weaver. And of course, as you can see in the background, I have that awesome looking Kajika outfit because it's in store right now as well. It's limited time, so you can pick up this rogue outfit right now, and I cannot wait to see what they have done for Keener. But this looks very clean. I wanted to show you this, and I'm gonna show you the full vendor reset because I didn't really upload anything the last few days because I got some construction going on at my apartment complex, so it's a little bit tricky when I can record. So there will be a few videos that will be airing a little bit later in the day than you're used from me, so that you know. But without further ado, let's dive right into the vendor reset and see what they have in store for us this week. Starting with the countdown vendor, designated hitter, the Caesar's Guard and the Invisible Hand are for sale. The Invisible Hand could be a nice buy. And roll that critical hit chance away for some damage to target out of cover, as this is the named AUG coming with perfect Allegro. And then for the Whiteouts, we have the Kingbreaker for sale again. It's been a minute that we saw this Kingbreaker, of course. This is the named AR with perfect flatline on there. And it isn't the best roll, but if you're still looking for it, pick it up. Roll it optimal range away for some damage to target out of cover and optimize the rest. And the rest at the White House isn't really worth it. It's kinda trash, so let's jump over to the clan vendor and see what they sell us. And there we are at the clan vendor, and unfortunately it's not worth it, or at least not in my humble opinion. I will fly through all these pieces in the background so you can see, but just skip over it and let's jump over to the next one. And there we are at the campus, and in my humble opinion it's not worth it. You maybe can go for the 8.6% Reviver armor repair if you're still looking for that for your Revive Hive, but overall, it's not really worth it if you already have that one. So let's jump over. And there we are at the theater. Lefty is for sale here, but it's not really a great one if you ask me. It of course comes with perfect sledgehammer, so you can roll that shotgun damage to the max cap, but you kinda wanna get it with some extra magazine size or even rate of fire. So if you don't have it yet, you can pick it up, but overall, it's not really worth traveling for this vendor. If you want to pick up this lefty, you can travel towards it. If not, just skip it. And there we are at the castle. The Brutus is for sale here. Of course, this is the new named weapon added to the game with this season. So if you don't have a proficient yet, you can pick up a total of 20. And that will bring you from 0 all the way up to proficient levels. So in a total, you only have to spend 20 of the named items. And next to that, you might want to pick up this Mask of Providence if you're still looking for it. And then you can just optimize it, and you can even change the weapon damage to some armor core, or you can change that critical hit chance or critical hit damage away for some headshot damage, whatever you think is necessary. But this is a pretty good holster. The rest isn't really that great, so let's jump over to the DCs and see what they sell of this week. And there we are at DZ East, the first DZ, but it's not worth it. Just skip over it, so let's jump over to the next DZ and see what they have in store for us. And there we are at DZ South, and look at this, the gift is for sale again. This is of course the named Providence backpack with the perfect vigilance on there, and it already comes with weapon handling. Because we of course want to use this on a sniper build or a rifle build or something like that. If you want to go for that Providence, that weapon handling comes in clutch. So then in my humble opinion, if you have the DZ creds for it, roll that armor generation away for some critical hit damage, for some headshot damage, whatever you like to roll it into. I would go for headshot damage and then optimize the rest. If you don't have the DZ creds for it and you don't have this backpack yet, you can get it throughout named caches, DZ caches or conflict caches. but I would go into the DZ, get some DZ creds for you so you can pick up this awesome looking backpack. And the rest isn't really worth it, but of course this gift backpack makes up for a lot. So get your DZ creds, get to DZ South and buy this beautiful, beautiful backpack. And there we are at our last DZ, DZ West. The Harmony is for sale here, but it's not really great in rolls. It of course comes with perfectly in sync, and the rest isn't worth it as well. So I would skip over it. You might want to pick up that Harmony, but it's too expensive for the rolls that you will get. So I will leave it here. So let's check over to New York and see what they have in store for us this week. And there we are in New York, first vendor, and it's not really worth it if you ask me. Too low in rolls and not really the great combos that you want to go for. So let's check out our last vendor with Roy. And there we are at the last vendor of the regular vendor reset, because we're of course gonna check into Danny and Cassie as well. And in my humble opinion, it's not really worth it. Maybe you can pick up these gloves of Araldi. Headshot damage, critical hit damage already on there, and 11.3% weapon damage. That might be interesting, but the rest isn't really worth it. So if you don't want to pick up that holster of Araldi, I would skip over this vendor as well. So there were a few nice buys, but not really must buys. Only the gift, of course, but that is locked behind the DZ creds. So if you don't PvP, then you will probably not pick up that gift backpack. But let's jump over to Cassie and Danny and see what they have in store for us. So like we all know, we need to talk to the snitch before Cassie and or Danny will unlock. I usually get kicked off the freaking server. Damn. Okay, let's try this again. Damn. So let's try that again. I just walked out of DZ South, the golf checkpoint, to check out the spot where I personally always find the snitch. He's next to this little statue with a cone on his head, and there he is. If you don't find him here, I usually find him here, but if you don't find him here, I'll leave a link on the screen right now. You can check out 5 easy spots to find him. If you don't find him there, then just log off your game and log in again. That will force the game to spawn the snitch again. Or you could even travel to one of the DZs. It will put you in a different server, and then again check out these 5 spots. You will definitely find them, and that will of course unlock Cassie and Danny. And starting with Danny, we have 4 Cassie that we can pick up with our textiles, 1 exotic cache, 5 field proficiency caches, 4 crafting material caches, and 2 named caches. This is a great week. These are 12 caches that we can buy with our textiles. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are the most caches that we had from Danny. So let's pick all these up and let's see if we will get some triple god roll items again. Picking up the 2 named caches. We have the material caches. Picking those up as well. Then we have 5 field proficiency. That's kind of wild, man. Those are a lot. And then of course we have the exotic cache that hasn't been fully god rolled for me yet, but overall I'm not really looking for it. I have all the exotics in the game already. So let's have a look, shall we? Going to the caches, starting with the exotic cache, and it is the Mantis. Crafting cache. I'll open this real quick so, you know, all the contents will be the same for everybody. It's kind of nice because I've been crafting a lot, making a lot of builds, so keep an eye on the channel. Field proficiency cache, let's go. No, okay, we don't have full god rolled, although the Grupo holster is god rolled on the weapon damage and then god rolled on one of the attributes. The custom M44 is not god rolled anywhere, so let's see what we can get for the next one. We have the chest of Hanyu, not god rolled, ACRE, not god rolled in the mods. So it feels like they stepped back a little bit from us giving triple god rolls. So then the question is it worth it again then? Because it was very worth it to spend this all to get your god roll pieces, right? And of course, we still get lucky, just like with that military AKM. I got 2 pieces maxed out. Of course, not god rolled, but it's close to it. So I kinda like it that they added this, but I rather see that everything was god rolled, especially for the newer players out there as well. It was very, very useful to go to Danny, buy those caches, because everybody and their mom has some extra tactiles. You will always get duplicates, so you can probably buy at least a few caches, and because it was god rolled, we could then roll it into your expertise system or into your library or something like that, and you don't have to really farm for the max out rolls again. And that's what I liked about this. But overall, it's still nice to at least spend our textiles that we can't really do anything for some caches. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for Danny. Let's jump over to Cassie and close off this already taking a little bit too long vendor reset. And there we are at Cassie Mendoza. Designated hitter and the Caesar's Guard are for sale here. Again, just like with the countdown vendor, but if you want to pick one of these up, pick them up at Cassie Mendoza, because this sets you in a game of money instead of the countdown requisition points. Then we have the Shield Splinterer, pretty decently rolled, comes of course with Perfect Optimist. If you want to pick it up, roll a critical hit chance away for some damage to target out of cover. We have the Hunter Killer, not really the greatest. I don't really like the skill damage on there, although 4k armor generation is already on there. So if you want to go for an armor generation crit build, then roll that skill damage away for some crit chance, for example, and optimize the rest. Backpack of Heartbreaker comes with 10.5% critical hit damage. Rigger chest, 7.7% headshot damage. Rigger gloves with some skill damage. Knee pads of Aegis, almost maxed out in armor, so you can roll that explosive resistance away. Holster of Heartbreaker, 160k armor and status effects. Mask of Hardwire, 10.8% critical hit damage. Then over to the GR9, comes with Flatline, maxed out swap speed, but that's pretty much it. You don't really want to keep playing with swap speed. Lightweight M4, not really worth it if you ask me. A reformation on there. The Empress chest with protected reload, repair skills, skill damage, Mask of Overlord, weapon handling, critical hit damage, and then the mod, 16.3k armor on kill, and the 2 extra bombs for your drone. And that's pretty much it. A little bit longer video than you use for me, but like I explained in the intro, I had a bunch of problems with construction workers over here, too much noise for me to make content, and I just stepped away from my own home and chilled with my brother for a little bit. That's why you only have that content for me today, but I am back. I will work on some more, but it will be a little bit later because the construction workers will be working in the daytime. So there might be some videos that will come out later than you're used for me. But again, thank you very, very much if you're still here. Like the video if you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here and or you want to be updated about the Division 2, the Division universe and the future Division 3, because it is announced, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out!